In setting the context for ancient annihilation, the rise and fall of the primordial entities, it is crucial to define what we mean by primordial entities. These refer to mythical or metaphysical beings said to exist since the beginning of time, often depicted in ancient narratives and religious texts as the original forces or gods responsible for the creation or formation of the universe. In mythologies worldwide, from the Titans of Greek lore to the Apsu and Tiamat of Mesopotamian myth, these entities embody elemental powers and natural forces, representing chaos and order, destruction and creation. The significance of understanding primordial entities lies in their symbolic representation of the eternal struggle between creation and destruction, a central theme in the myths that define human understanding of the universe's origins. These narratives shape cultures and serve as a reflection of humanity's attempt to comprehend its place in the cosmos and the natural order. Two notable examples help illustrate this point. In Greek mythology, the Titans were the precursors to the Olympian gods, embodying the raw elements of the earth. Their overthrow by their offspring, led by Zeus, symbolizes the transition from chaos to structured order, the old giving way to the new. Similarly, in Hindu mythology, the primordial waters personified by Apas and the cosmic giant Purusha, from whose dismembered body the world was created, emphasize the interconnectedness of creation and destruction as fundamental processes. Support for these concepts can be found in various cultural studies that highlight the enduring nature of these myths, indicating a universal resonance across human societies. Yet, there are challenges to this idea, primarily surrounding the historicity and interpretation of these narratives. Scholars debate over the literal versus metaphorical interpretations and their implications for understanding ancient cultures. Some alternative viewpoints suggest that these myths reflect socio-political shifts rather than purely spiritual or cosmic struggles. The concept of primordial entities connects deeply with the overarching theme of rise and fall within the narrative. Their existence and eventual downfall or transformation symbolize the inevitability of change, the cyclic nature of the universe, and the transient nature of power and influence. These themes resonate with contemporary understanding of ecology and cosmology, influencing how we perceive natural cycles and universal laws. Understanding these ancient narratives allows us to see them not merely as stories, but as reflections of fundamental truths about life, shaping our perception of reality throughout history. The origins and characteristics of primordial entities invites us into a realm deeply entrenched in ancient mythologies and philosophical inquiries. These entities, often depicted as ancient gods or cosmic forces, are fundamental beings believed to have existed since the universe's inception. Typically, they embody elements of chaos, order, creation, and destruction, symbolizing the primal forces that shaped the cosmos. The significance of understanding these origins and attributes lies in unraveling the captivating narrative of ancient annihilation, how these primordial beings influence the formation and eventual downfall of civilizations, both mythical and metaphorical. Examples of primordial entities include chaos in Greek mythology, depicted as the nothingness from which all existence sprang, and the Mesopotamian Tiamat, a chaos dragon symbolizing the ocean. In essence, these beings are often seen as the architects of the universe, setting the groundwork for everything that follows. Their emergence hints at the eternal human endeavor to make sense of the universe's birth and our place within its vast expanse. In real-world applications, the idea of primordial entities is reflected in cultural storytelling and serves as a foundational element in modern narrative structures, including literature and film. Their archetypes resonate with audiences seeking to explore the dichotomy between existence and oblivion, the known and the unknown. For instance, Lovecraftian horror often employs primordial creatures to invoke existential dread, emphasizing humanity's insignificance against unimaginable cosmic forces. In another light, the depiction of primordial forces in modern science fiction explores themes of creation and destruction, influencing philosophical debates about technology, morality, and survival. Not everyone views primordial entities through the same lens, leading to diverse interpretations. Some scholars argue whether such narratives are mere allegories for natural phenomena versus literal historical recounts embroidered into myth. These stories often stir controversy when deemed to conflict with established scientific understandings of creation, such as evolutionary or cosmological theories. The enigmatic nature of primordial entities significantly influences other aspects of ancient annihilation by providing a backdrop to themes of rise and fall. These entities are often catalysts of change, their whims and conflicts weaving the tapestry of existence, mirroring humanity's perpetual dance with creation and devastation. By examining these mysterious figures, audiences can reflect on the perpetual cycle of life, death, and rebirth that characterizes both mythic histories and the human condition. Insight into primordial entities offers profound connections to larger primal narratives, illuminating our own existential quests within the boundless universe. The rise, emergence of power and influence focuses on the initial ascendance and establishment of primordial entities within ancient mythologies and cosmologies. Primordial entities are often depicted as the first beings or gods that formed the universe, wielding tremendous power and influence that shaped the early cosmos. Their emergence signifies the creation of order from chaos, setting the foundational dynamics for all subsequent cosmic and mythological narratives. This rise is significant as it represents the dawn of cosmological structure and governance. In many mythologies, these entities are integral to explaining natural phenomena and the origins of human society. Their influence permeates the mythological accounts that provide cultural and moral foundations for ancient civilizations. They are often revered as creators, destroyers, and maintainers, whose actions establish the laws and principles upon which the universe operates. For example, in Greek mythology, the Titans, led by Cronus, rise as the first generation of divine rulers who control vast elements like time and space. Their mythological narratives reflect concerns about power transitions, generational conflict, and the inherent instability of dominion. In Hindu cosmology, the primordial entity Brahma emerges to create the universe, emphasizing the cyclical nature of creation, preservation, and destruction, fundamental tenets in Hindu thought. Supporting opinions highlight the primordial entity's roles as allegorical symbols, representing universal concepts such as creation, chaos, and order. Scholars suggest they embody humanity's attempts to understand its origins and the cosmic order, reflecting existential inquiries inherent to human consciousness. However, challenges and controversies exist, particularly in interpreting these beings' symbolic nature and their historical and cultural impact. Alternative viewpoints argue against literal interpretations of these myths, suggesting they're more reflective of societal structures and human psychology rather than cosmic truths. Moreover, some posit these narratives can perpetuate hierarchical systems that justify autocratic or patriarchal rule. The emergence of primordial entities intricately ties to the broader theme of ancient annihilation. Their rise sets the stage for eventual conflict and transformation, often leading to their own downfall or succession by newer deities, illustrating the transient nature of power. This cyclical theme is vital, emphasizing the inevitability of change and the dynamic interplay of creation and destruction, resonating through ancient narratives and impacting modern interpretations of mythology and history. The concept of the apex of dominance, key achievements and control within the context of ancient annihilation, the rise and fall of the primordial entities, refers to the period when these ancient beings reached the pinnacle of their power and influence. This apex is characterized by their ability to shape their environments, wield unparalleled abilities, and perhaps hold dominion over other beings or elements of their world. These achievements are significant as they mark the zenith of the primordial entity's existence, a time when their power was unchallenged and their influence widespread. Understanding this peak helps in comprehending the eventual decline that follows, offering insights into the cyclical nature of dominance and annihilation. Among the key achievements under this theme could be the creation of vast civilizations or ecosystems that indicate the entity's control over nature, time, or even matter. For instance, mythological accounts often describe titans or godlike beings, erecting monumental structures or terraforming lands, symbolizing peak influence. Another example can be found in the stories of deities or legendary beings ruling over the elements, such as controlling the seas or skies, demonstrating their command of natural forces, a clear testament to their formidable capabilities. Supporting this idea, some mythologists and historians argue that such tales reflect humanity's innate recognition of the cycle of rise and fall, a pattern evident not only in myth but in real-world empires and leaders throughout history. They suggest that these stories served as cautionary tales about the fleeting nature of power, highlighting the inevitability of decline. However, challenges to this viewpoint include the interpretation of these myths. Some argue they are mere allegory or reflections of natural disasters, rather than records of actual entities. Furthermore, skepticism arises from scientific communities questioning the literal validity of such accounts, often reinterpreting them through a symbolic or psychological lens. This theme of dominance is crucial as it sets the stage for the subsequent fall of primordial entities. The immense power they wielded inevitably sowed the seeds of their own destruction, whether through hubris, internal conflict, or external adversaries. The apex, therefore, not only illuminates their strengths but foreshadows their vulnerabilities, influencing the narrative arc of rise, dominance, and eventual downfall. In this way, the concept acts as a bridge connecting the entity's origins to their eventual demise, emphasizing the transient nature of supremacy.